What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? It's your Uncle Fred back in the house with another video. Want to apologize to all of you in YouTube because apparently we had some technical difficulties on my pick'ems, on my Week 5 recap, and I'm just going to complete my game coverage of the games that we missed, and we'll make sure I don't want to leave y'all hanging. I want to make sure y'all get all the information on all the games and get all of my color analysis on all the games because y'all deserve that. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all deserve to have all that stuff. So go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and comment and just be a part of the Uncle Fred experience. All right, let's do that. Now we're just gonna hit 3 games, and because I think that's where my video did what it did. But the first game, and again, like I told you at the end of the other video, the NFL is just fantastic, man. It's just every week you get some stuff that you never seen before. It's just the gift that keeps on giving. First game is going to be the San Francisco 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals. And the Arizona Cardinals won that game 17-10. The story of that game, Trey Lance getting his first start. He's played, some in last week's game where he came in after Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. And so, this is his first start. And so he was the last of the 5 drafted quarterbacks to start. And he got off to a rude awakening because one of his first passes he threw got picked off. He misread the zone, and Buda Baker made him pay. Buda Baker's a bad boy, man. That's that dude. He's one of the best safeties in the NFL. If you throw it anywhere around in his zone, he's gonna pick it off. And if you catch it anywhere in his zone, he will punish you. Buda Baker's a bad dude. He made him pay. And they went down and they got a touchdown. I think James Conner ran it in for a touchdown. That's 7-0 Arizona. And for the most part, Trey Lance, he had some nice spots, nice runs. He made a couple of throws here and there, but they really didn't sustain any offense. I think they only had like 338 yards of total offense, which is not bad considering the Arizona Cardinals only had 304. Okay, but and so they couldn't really move the ball. And then just before the half, Arizona gets the ball. And I'm going to tell you this. There was a catch made in that game by Rondale Moore, number 4 for the Cardinals, down the left sideline. It fully extended, caught the ball, kept his feet in bounds, rolled out of bounds. I think that one, along with the catch that Cedric Wilson made in the Giants Cowboy game on Sunday, were probably the 2 best catches I've seen all season. Okay, but if I had to pick, even though I'm a big Cowboy fan, I might go with the Rondale Moore one just But hey, Cedric Wilson did his thing too. But that was a great catch. It led to a field goal, and it's 10-0. Now, right before the end of the half, the 49ers was trying to get them a score before the half. Very kind of a touchy moment. When I think it was 4th down, and Trey Lance tried to sneak it in, tried to run a little quarterback sneak, and it's kind of just like the play that Daniel Jones, tried to make against the Cowboys. He got outran to the flank, and he tried to put it in. He got bulldozed and knocked backwards, and the shot of his mom and his daddy up in the stand, and she put her head down, and I'm like, it's like, don't y'all hurt my baby. But I think he did kind of get hurt in that game. I think he hurt his thumb or something to that nature, but I think he will play. I think that he ain't got no choice. Late in the game, I think the Cardinals had gone up 17 to 7, and had 10-3, excuse me, 10-3. And so then they gone up 17-3, and then late in the game, the 49ers, Trey Lance hits Deebo Samuels. Actually, it was a run. It's like a 19-yard run, and once Deebo Samuels gets ahead of steam, you're not bringing that boy down, and so that tied it up. But then late in the game, Colin Murray, who had a kind of pedestrian game, I think he was like 22 or 31 for 239 and 1 touchdown. Nothing like the games he's been having, but their defense is what really won them this game. But he hit my man Hopkins in the left corner of the end zone, a big contested catch, cornerbacks right there, and Hopkins said, "Give me that," and he took that thing right away from him. That made it 17-10, and that really was the final score. As the 49ers really never mounted a threat after that. Overall, Trey Lance did okay. He's really just over 50% completions, 15 to 29 for 192. Not too bad, but he's a rookie and he's gonna make rookie mistakes. But what you gotta understand is, as talented as this kid is and the physical raw skills that he's got, he's big, 6'4", like 225, 230 pounds, and has great speed, and he has an arm where he can throw from one hash to the other. He's got that kind of ability. But he's just going to have to read NFL level defenses now. Remember that he was at a lower division college in North Dakota State. Now, I know they produced Carson Wentz, but you got to understand that the level of defenses that they're facing at that level. And then now he's in the NFL, and really he only threw like 300 passes in his college career. Didn't throw any last year, but 10 passes or so last year because they didn't play but one game or whatever. So anyhow, and then he rushed it 16 times for 89 yards. So that's kind of promising. So, but they lose 17-10, and the important thing about that is the Cardinals moved to 5-0, the only undefeated team in the NFL. And I guess that 1972 Dolphins will have to keep that cork in their champagne because they're still undefeated and stuff. So we'll see. But all right. So the next game was the Miami Dolphins, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Miami Dolphins at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and just a couple things about that game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers was just, I don't know, man. 38 yards of offense. Punted one time. I mean, come on now. The Dolphins supposed to have a great defense. You got Brian Flores, a defensive coach. You got two of the best cornerbacks in the league, and Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. And but Tom Brady's continuing to push back the hands of time. 30 of 41, 411 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Started off the game with a nice little inside dig route to Antonio Brown, and then he scoots off, left everybody in the dust, 62 yards, touchdown Tampa Bay. And then later in the first half he gets a little 4-yard touchdown run, and so he ends up with 7 catches for 124 yards with 2 tubs. Mike Evans said, "Yo, bro, you can't be getting all the targets and all the love." And so Tom Brady proceeded to bless him with 2 touchdown passes. One was particularly sweet, a 32-yarder where he's running, and the pass was such in sync with him, you could almost didn't see the pass enter into his hands. It was so on target and in sync. Just one of those catches, like I say about Aaron Rodgers, he could have been blindfolded and he would have caught that because it went right into the crook of his arms as he was running, and it was so smooth you didn't even see it drop in there. And he caught a 22-yarder later. So, like I said, he ended up 6 for $114 and 2 tubs. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win 45-17. It was actually a ball game for a minute. It was 24-17 in the third quarter before Mike Evans and Leonard Fournette erupted. He had a nice rushing touchdown too. So sandwiched in between them. So, but Tampa Bay ran away with it in the second half. I don't know what's going on with the Miami Dolphins. Have they quit on Brian Flores? Because they're really, some of those touchdowns I saw, there was very minimal coverage coming from some of the better cornerbacks in the league. So I don't know what's going on there, but but Tampa Bay wins. Now, the last game I want to talk about, it's in the running for the best game of the day. We wanted to give that one to the Los Angeles Chargers and the Cleveland Browns, where they ran up over 1,000 yards of offense, 1,032 yards. But that Indianapolis Colts at the Baltimore Ravens. I almost said Baltimore Colts. Look, man, battle of the transplanted teams, because the Baltimore Ravens used to be in Cleveland. They were the Cleveland Browns, and the Indianapolis Colts used to be the Baltimore Colts. So it's like a nice little, all right. Enough of the history lesson. Look, man, I had the Baltimore Ravens winning that game going away because I thought they'd run the ball down the Colts' throat, but give the Colts credit because they said, "Nah, bro, Lamar, you're not going to just run that thing down our throat and have us looking crazy, have us breaking our ankles and stuff." So they had their defense set to where he couldn't run, and then they jumped out on them. Carson Wentz, the much maligned Carson Wentz, he's been catching it the last year and a half, man. But anyhow, they jumped out on Baltimore. He threw a nice little dump pass to my boy Jonathan Taylor, former halfback for the Wisconsin Badgers, has world-class track speed, and he went to the races. 76 yards, touchdown. Before he even sat down good, it's 7-0 Colts. And I'm like, man, what's going on there? And then for the first few drives, the Ravens really couldn't get anything going. They really couldn't get anything going. They get a couple of runs and they try to pass it. Maybe couldn't, drop passes here or there. But there wasn't that many drop passes, and we'll tell you about that in a minute. But we never could get the running game going, and so they had to punt a couple of times, and then Colts come down right before the halftime, kick a field goal, and they're leading 10-3 at halftime. And so I'm like, well, Ravens still in it. And then I'm looking at the game, looks suspect because the Ravens defense really not doing what I expect them to do. I mean, I saw the Colts running backs running through tackles. I see Carson Wentz having time to throw. He not being pressured. I'm seeing guys running wide open in this good secondary that the Ravens are supposed to have. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here, man? And so it's 10-3. I said, okay, John Harbaugh gonna get them together at halftime and get them, they're gonna get that defense going. But the Colts get the opening kickoff, drive right down the field. Carson Wentz drills a pretty 41-yard pass to Michael Pittman, and it's 16-3. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Okay. And then the Colts finally get a drive together, kind of midway through the third quarter, get down to the goal line, and Lamar Jackson fumbles going into the end zone. The Colts come back, drive the field. Jonathan Taylor, touchdown. It's 22-3. And missed the extra point, which is a theme for today because it was about 14 missed extra points. Missed the extra point. It's 22-3. And so from that point, it's like 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's 22-3. So I'm like, Lamar, what you gonna do? Lamar said, I got this. Because he said he was pissed off about fumbling. He said we needed that touchdown. So he got in there. They had a couple of runs. He had a couple of passes. Hit Marquise Brown on this pass, on a little short pass. Hit Sammy Watkins on a pass. Hit some of the running backs on the pass. Then he hits Marquise Brown on a 43-yard bomb, and it's 22-9. And I'm like, all right, that's what I'm talking about. And then they tried the 2-point conversion. I thought he got in, but when the replay showed his knee was still off the ground and he didn't get it, so it's like 20. So I'm like, okay, fine. I said, now all y'all got to do is hold them, and y'all good. Okay. So, but they don't hold them. They don't hold them. The Colts go right down the field and they get right in field goal range. Rodrigo Blankenship boots the field goal. And that's 25-9. 25-9 with 12 minutes to go in the game. Okay. All right. 12 minutes to go in the game. That's 25-9. All right. And so The Colts, and the Ravens get the ball, and Lamar's he's just hitting that underneath stuff, hitting Marquise Brown, hitting Andrews, the tight end, number 89, for 8, 10, and 12-yard passes, and get down to the goal line, hits Mark Andrews, the end zone, touchdown. Now it's 25 to 17. Because then he hits Mark Andrews with the 2-point conversion. It became the Mark Andrews show, okay? And then they go down, and I'm getting frustrated because they can't seem to stop the Colts from scoring, from moving the football. Carson Wentz, much maligned as he's been, much flack as he's taken, some of it well-deserved, because I thought that he got a lot of benefit of a lot of people's praise at the expense of my boy Dak Prescott, and I don't care how good you are, you need to be a good teammate. You need to people need to want to play with you, and I'm not sure that everybody is that exuberant to be playing with this guy. So it seems to be like a dark cloud following him everywhere he goes. But being that as it may, Carson Wentz played the game of his life. He was 25 of 35, 402 yards. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And, from all the HE double hockey sticks here, I was happy for him to get, I just didn't want to win that game, but I was happy for him to do, to finally have some success, but he got him down in the field goal range. And I'm like, man, all this work, and because if they kick the field goal, it's going to be 28-17, and that's a 2-score game with 2.5 minutes to go, and you're not going to score 11 points in 2 minutes, but funny thing happened. Rodrigo Blankenship lines up for the field goal, and it's one of those things where the camera goes up and it has to come back down because my man Calais Campbell slid in between the guard and tackle and blocked that. And I didn't really know that Calais Campbell was 6'8", but he got in there and he blocked that field goal. And with just a little 2 minutes to go, it's 25-17. It's a one-score game. Lamar, let's get to work. And he does what he's been doing. He's hitting a lot of underneath stuff to Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews. He's hitting all the intermediate throws. And then he's just inching them, getting them down the field, dumping off passes to the running back, and just getting first down, keeping the chains moving, call the timeout, get a couple of first downs, call the timeout. Then they get down inside the 4-yard line, and then with about like 4 seconds left, hits Mark Andrews with the touchdown. And I'm like, yeah, now it's 25-23. Now you got to hit this 2-point conversion. Okay, and same thing, run it, little misdirection, boom. Mark Andrews again. Mark Andrews show. Mark Andrews caught both touchdowns, caught both 2-point conversions. It's 25-25, and we go into overtime. And so get the ball, overtime, same thing, same formula. They're not letting the Ravens run the ball. So Lamar's like, all right, I'll take the little dump off passes. I'll take the little intermediate throws. I'm gonna hit Marquise Brown and with some passes, and I'm gonna hit Mark Andrews with some passes, and some of the other receivers with some passes. I'm gonna just go nickel and dime my way on down the field, and they're using up clock, and they got all the way down to the 6-yard line. Marquise Brown, right quarter of the end zone, touchdown, ball game. Ravens win 31-25, overcame a 25-9 deficit with 12 minutes to go in the game. One of the best games I've ever seen. Best game Lamar Jackson has ever played. Let me give you some numbers. Did you not know the Colts and the Ravens? The Colts had 513 yards of offense. Ravens had 523 yards of offense. Over 1,000 yards of offense. And the Ravens had the Colts had 29 first downs. The Ravens had 30 first downs. So up and down the field. Let me tell you the tale of the tape of some things that Lamar did. Let me give Lamar Jackson's numbers. 37 of 43, 442 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Quite possibly the best game Lamar Jackson has ever had in his career. And he's a unanimous MVP. And just in case you need him, he also kicked in 62 yards rushing. Let me show you some of the records that he broke on this night. Okay, Lamar Jackson is the first quarterback to throw for 400 yards and complete over 85% of his passes on a 400-yard game. Okay, first player. He's the highest completion rate in a 40 pass game. Okay, and he's also the first player in NFL history with 400-yard passing and over 50 yards rushing. Okay, all right, 442 yards, 37 of 43, 86% completion percentage. Okay, 43. What you gonna do with that? What you gonna do with that? That's that Lamar Jackson. That's that boy. He's a dog, man. Don't never doubt that man. One thing I always like about Lamar, he never doubt that man. But the Colts, I have to give them they flowers, man. They played hard. I thought they would get run off the field, but they played hard, man. They were determined. Hey, you're not running this thing down our throat. And Lamar said, all right, I just have to get my pass game on. And he got his pass game on, and they were able to win there. An exciting game and an improbable win. You never see a team overcome a deficit like that with that much time and it kind of defeats the narrative. Well, the Ravens offense don't work because when they get behind, it don't work. Well, apparently Lamar Jackson is improving as a passer. And if he gets that thing to be in the top 10 of the passers, look the heck out, because that means you ain't gonna be able to stop him, because he can take off and next thing he's 40 yards downfield, or he can stand in the pocket and drop dimes on you. And that if he ever gets to the level and some of these other premium passers with the running skills he have, you're not gonna be able to stop them. Okay, if they can get them one more premium wide receiver. I know this kid from TCU supposed to be Justin. Is it Bateman? Bateman. They able get this guy Bateman. I think he might be able to do some stuff. And then Sammy Watkins, if he can stay injury free, because he ended up getting hurt in this game, which he always gets hurt. But wonderful game. Ravens 31, Colts 25. Improbable. Never thought, because I was like, dang, Lamar, I guess y'all gonna lose this one. Lamar like, not on my watch, bro. Not on my watch. So the Ravens, Colts, Chargers, Browns, classic. Those are gonna be NFL classics. They're gonna be showing them on. They used to have a network called NFL Classics. They would show these old games and stuff like that, because that Chiefs Rams game from about 3 years ago, it was like that. So this is an instant classic. But anyway, but that's all I got from my week 5 recaps. Your boy went 12-4, and look forward in a couple of days. We'll be doing our week 6 previews, week 6 recaps, week 6 pick'ems. I mean to say pick'ems, and we're gonna see what happens. I know the Cowboys. We go up to Foxborough and play the Patriots and stuff like that. So I know that, but that's not gonna be there. But I'm gonna be doing a preview on their game too. So a lot of videos on the horizon. NFL, man. I love telling these NFL stories, man. I just like, and I love telling them to you. Uncle Fred gonna tell you a story. He gonna tell you a story. All right. But that's all I got from week 5. One of the greatest weeks of NFL action I've ever seen. And as I tell you all the time, every week, or it seems like you see something you ain't never seen before. This comeback, I don't think I ever seen a comeback quite like that one. And then the Browns and Chargers game, never seen a guy get pulled into his own end zone. Okay. Never seen the team two teams missed 5 field goals in like 4 minutes. 5 field goals in 4 minutes. It's always something to see, man. Always something to see. But that's all I got from the desk of Uncle Fred. Uncle Fred out. Looking forward to week 6. You guys take it easy. Uncle Fred